Welcome to Hello English Teacher. Today let's look at the second part of the line by line explanation of the chapter The Proposal from Class 10 English. If you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe. You can listen to the explanations of chapters from classes 10, 11 and 12 English. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. Let's move on to the video now. So we saw how Lomo was trying to talk to Natalia about his proposal, and before he could speak about it, he was trying to give an introduction, and then he is continuing to talk, and he is saying that the Lomovs and the Chubkovs have always had the most friendly and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. And as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods. So he was trying to talk about the land. So he says that the land that he owns, the oxen meadows, was inherited through his aunt. His aunt and his uncle had given him, and he is saying that as neighbors we have been very good to each other. We had so much of regard for each other. And then now he is talking about the land. He is saying that my land, that means his land, he is calling it as oxen meadows. He is saying that is touching your birch wood. So that is the land owned by Natalia or the Chubukov. So he is saying that both our lands are also neighbors. They are also located next to each other. So immediately Natalia says, excuse my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but are they yours? So as soon as he says that my oxen meadows, immediately Natalia is interrupting and she has a doubt. She is asking, you say oxen meadows is yours, and she wants to know if really that land belongs to him. And Lomov says, yes, mine. And he says that, yes, oxen meadows is mine. And Natalia says, what are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours. So immediately she says, how can you say that that land is yours? Oxen meadows belongs to us. That means the Chubukovs. Immediately Lomov, no, mine, honored Natalia Stepnova. So immediately he says, no, it's not yours, it is mine. And then Natalia says, well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out? So she's saying that, oh, I didn't know that that land belongs to you. How can you say that that land belongs to you? So Lomo says, how? I am speaking of the oxen meadows which are wedged in between your birch woods and the burnt marsh. So he is saying that I am talking about the place called oxen meadows, which is wedged between, that means which is just located in between two lands. Which are the two places? Birch woods and burnt marsh. So I am talking about that land which is located between these two places. Natalia immediately says, yes, they are ours. So she immediately says this, no, it's not your land, it is our land. So Lomo says, no, you're mistaken, honored Natalia Stepnova, they are mine. And he continuously says that that oxen meadows, that land belongs to him. Natalia, just think, Ivan Vasilevich, how long have they been yours? So she wants to know, for how long have you owned that land? Lomo, how long? As long as I can remember. So he is asking, what are you asking about how long? As long as I know, that land has been ours. So Natalia, really, you won't get me to believe that. So Natalia says, no, I cannot believe what you say, that land belongs to me, Lomo. But you can see from the documents, honored Natalia Stepnova. So he says, I have the documents to prove that the land belongs to me. Oxen meadows, it's true, were once the subject of dispute, but now everybody knows that they are mine. There's nothing to argue about. So she's saying, yes, once upon a time there was a dispute. Dispute means fight regarding the ownership of the land, but now it's all been settled and everybody knows that that land belongs to me. So that is what Lomo says. So he says that oxen meadows is his. And then he continues to argue by telling a story as to how the ownership of the land has come to him. So he says, you see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather, in return for which they were to make bricks for her. So what is the meaning of perpetuity? Means forever. So he is saying that the land actually belongs to his aunt's grandmother, who gave the free use of the land to the grandfather's peasants, that is Chubukov's or Natalia's father's grandfather had a lot of peasants. Peasants means farmers. So this grandmother gave the land for those farmers to work or use freely. So in return she had asked them to make bricks for them. So that was the agreement. And he says the peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for 40 years and had got into the habit of regarding them as their own when it happened that. So he is saying that just because these farmers were using the land continuously for 40 years freely, they thought that it really belonging to them. So that is how you are thinking that this land belongs to you. So he is trying to make her understand that the land actually belongs to him. So immediately Natalia says, no, it's not like that. Both grandfather and great grandfather reckon that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means the oxen meadows were ours. So I don't see what there is to argue about, it's simply ours. So what she is telling, no, what story you are telling is not true. The real thing is that both my grandfather and the great grandfather, whoever were there, they know that the burnt marsh, that land extended towards the oxen meadows, and that means oxen meadows belongs to us. So there is nothing to argue. You cannot put out any story or whatever. There is no need of any argument. It is simply ours. So it is as simple as that. So she is trying to prove that oxen meadows is hers. So immediately Lomov says that I'll show you the documents, Natalia. So he is saying that I will show you the documents in which the ownership, the name is written as mine. So you can see that the land really belongs to me. So Natalia, no, you are simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. So she does not want to believe what he says. She wants to prove that the land is hers, and he is trying to prove that the land is his. So she is saying that he is trying to make fun of her, or he was simply joking. We have had the land for nearly 300 years, and there's we are suddenly told that it isn't ours, Ivan Vasilievich. So she is saying we have owned the land for nearly 300 years, and how can you say that it is not our land? This land belongs to us. And she continues to say, I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only come to 5 desatyans and are worth perhaps 300 rubles. But I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will, I can't stand unfairness. So she is saying that this land belongs to me. I know that it's costing very less. Its cost is about just through 300 rubles. And she is saying that it comes to only about 5 desatyans. What is desatyan? It's a measure of land like hectares and square meters and all that. It's a measure in the Russian terms. So she is saying that that land is only 5 desatyans and its cost is just about 300 rubles. So it is not at all worth to me. So but still the thing is, I can't stand unfairness. What is unfairness? Something that is not right. So you cannot say whatever you say, I will not accept whatever you say, because what you are saying is unfair or not correct. The land actually belongs to us, that is the Chubukovs. Lomov, hear me out, I implore you. So what is he trying to say? So what is the meaning of implore? He is saying, I am trying to request you very sincerely, very earnestly. The peasants of your grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother, wishing to make them a pleasant, so he is again starting with the same story, and he is saying that the land was given by my aunt's grandmother for your grandfather's great grandfather's peasants for making bricks, and now my great grandmother was really wishing to. So he wanted to say something, but then he stopped. Natalia cut short and she says, I can't make head or tail of all this aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, that's all. She's saying, whatever story you're telling about aunts and grandmothers and grandfathers, I don't want to believe all that. I can't understand anything of that. The thing is, the real thing is that the meadows are ours, that's all. There is no argument about it. So Lomov says, no, it is mine. Again Natalia says, no, ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days on end. You can go on, put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you they are ours, ours, ours. So what is she saying? Even if you try to talk continuously for 2 days and try to prove that that place is yours, I will not accept it. And even if you come dressing with great evening dresses 15 times and try to say that place is yours, I will not believe it. It belongs to us. I don't want anything of yours and I don't want to give anything of mine. So there. So she's saying, I don't want anything from you, and at the same time I will not give anything of mine as well. So that's all. So the land belongs to us. So both of them are arguing very seriously for the ownership of the land. So Lomov is saying, Natalia Stepanova, I don't want the meadows, but I am acting on principle. If you like, I will make you a present of them. So what is he saying? I don't want the meadows. I don't want to keep the meadows forever. And I am a person who acts on principles, that is, who follow all the ethics, who follow all the morals. But if you like the land, I will present it to you. I will give that place to you as a gift. So that is what he is trying to tell her. So Natalia immediately says, I can make you a present of them myself because they are mine. So immediately she says, see, if you can do that, I can also do it because that land is actually mine. So I will present it to you. I will gift it to you. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilievich, is strange to say at least. Up to this, we have always thought you as a good neighbor, a friend. So what is she saying? You are behaving in a very strange manner, telling that my property is yours. How can you do that? So till now we thought that you were a good neighbor. We had so much regard for you, but now you are behaving in a very strange manner. So and she's continuing to say, last year we lent you our threshing machine, although on that account we had to put off our own threshing till November, but you behaved to us as if we were gypsies. So what is he trying to tell her? She is trying to tell him that she had lent her threshing machine. What is threshing machine? That is used for separating the grain from the plants. So she says that she had lent him the threshing machine so that they complete the work, and because of that the Chibukovs had to postpone their work. And she's also blaming him that they are considering her and her family as gypsies. Who are gypsies? People who don't have land, who have to travel from one place to another, who don't have a home and all that. So she's saying that Lomov is treating them as gypsies, giving me my own land indeed. And she's saying that, how can you say like that? You're going to present me my own land because the land belongs to me. How can you gift somebody else's land? No, really, that's not at all neighborly. In my own opinion, it's impudent, if you want to know. So she's saying that it's not neighborly, means it's not the way how a neighbor should behave. And in my opinion, it's even impudent. Impudent means being rude, having no respect at all. So she's saying that Lomov was trying to behave in a very rude manner without any kind of respect for the neighbor. So immediately Lomov replies, then you make out that I'm a land grabber. So he's asking her, so do you think I'm a land grabber? Who is a land grabber? Somebody who snatches away somebody's land by force. Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. So he's saying, in my life till now I have not taken away by force anybody's land, and I will not allow anybody to call me as a land grabber as well. And quickly steps to the carafe and drinks more water. So what is this carafe? Carafe means a container to hold whiskey or wine. So from that he pours himself some water and drinks. Oxen meadows are mine. And again he repeats that the oxen meadows are his. Natalia, it's not true, they are ours. Lomov, mine. So both of them argue and they say that the land belongs to them. Immediately Natalia says, it's not true, I will prove it. I'll send my mowers out to the meadows this very day. And she says that she's going to prove that the land belongs to her. And she's saying that she's going to send the mowers. What are mowers? Mowers are machines used for cutting grass. So immediately Lomov asks, what? What is that? So Natalia says, mowers will be there this very day. So he says, I'll give it to them in the neck. That means I will destroy them. And she says, Natalia, you dare. So she's saying that you dare, you don't have the courage to do that. So Lomov clutches at his heart. Oxen meadows are mine, you understand? Mine. So immediately he keeps his hands at his heart and shouts loudly, saying that oxen meadows are his. And Natalia says, please don't shout. You can shout yourself hoarse in your house, but not here. I must ask you to restrain yourself. So what is she saying? You can shout yourself hoarse means in a strong loud voice. Maybe you can shout in your house, but you can't shout in my house. So I must ask you to restrain means stop yourself from shouting. Immediately Lomo says, if it wasn't, madam, for this awful excruciating palpitation in my whole inside wasn't upset, I'd talk to you in a different way. Else Oxen Meadows are mine. So what is he saying? If I was not suffering from this kind of severe pain or palpitation, excruciating means very severe pain and palpitation. So he feels that his heart is rushing very fast now. So he's saying that if I didn't have this kind of a behavior or this kind of a situation, I would have differently behaved to you. And then he shouts and says, Oxen Meadows are mine. And both of them say, argue. Again she says ours, he says mine. Again she says ours. So both of them again continue to argue about the ownership of the Oxen Meadows. So as they continue to argue, Chubukov enters, that is Natalia's father enters. What's the matter? What are you shouting for? So he wants to know why Lomo was shouting. Natalia, Papa, please tell this gentleman who owns Oxen Meadows, we or he. So she's telling her father to make Lomo understand who owns the land. So immediately Chubukov, looking at Lomo, says, darling, the meadows are ours. But please, Stepan Stepanovich, how can they be yours? So the father tells him that the land belongs to them. So immediately Lomo says, how can you say that? Be a reasonable man. That means you must think logically. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary and free use of for your grandfather's peasants. So again he is coming out with the same story, telling that his aunt's grandmother gave the land for free use for the farmers of their grandfather. So the peasants used the land for 40 years and got accustomed to it as if it was their own when it happened that. So he is saying that because the farmers were working there continuously for 40 years, they are believing that, they believe that it is their land now. And Chubukov says, excuse me, my precious, you just forgot that these peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that because the meadows were in dispute and so on. So he is saying that immediately Chubukov says that the peasants who were supposed to work freely or make bricks for your grandmother, they never did that because the land was in dispute. So that time itself he is saying that there was a fight between the neighbors for the ownership of the lands, and now everybody knows that they are ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan, and he is saying that so from that time onwards there everybody knows that that land belongs to us and not you, and that means you didn't have a plan, or so you didn't see the new plan. So according to the new plan, the land belongs to us. So this is what Chubukov was trying to make Lomov understand. So immediately Chubukov or Lomov is saying, I'll prove to you that they are mine. So he wants to prove that the land is his. So Chubukov, you won't prove it, my darling. So he says, you cannot prove it. And Lomov says, I shall. I will prove it to you that the land is mine. So immediately Chubukov, dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. So he's telling Lomo, why are you shouting simply? If you shout, you cannot get the ownership of the land, and don't intend to give up what I have. So he's saying, I don't want anything of yours. Similarly, I don't want to give anything of mine to you, just like what his daughter said. So why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I'd much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you there. So he's trying to threaten this Lomo by saying that if you simply continue to shout like this, I'll give off this land to the peasants and I will not give it to you. So immediately Lomov says, I don't understand, how have you right to give away somebody else's property? So you're saying that you're going to give my property away to the peasants. How can you do that? It is my property and you have no right to give my property to somebody else. Immediately Chubukov says, you may take it that I know whether I have the right or not, because young man, I am not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice and so on. So he is trying to make Lomov understand that he must not speak to him, that is Lomov should not speak to Chubukov in such a rude manner. And he also says that he knows much better than Lomov. I, young man, twice of your age, and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself and all that. So he is saying, you are a young man, I am twice your age, so you have to speak to me in a polite manner without shouting. So don't speak to me. Agitating means don't get angry. So don't speak like that to me. Try to speak in a calm manner. So I hope you liked today's video. Let's look at the next part of this lesson in my next video. For more informative videos, do subscribe to Hello English Teacher, like, share and give your valuable comments below. Thank you for watching.